We live. I need y'all to check me out. I need y'all to check me out. Send this video to DJ Akademiks and tell him I said thank you, man. Hey, Akademiks, I sent you a DM on your Instagram with the 656,000 followers. Send me an email at thepodcastwassold@gmail.com, or you could DM me on my Instagram at thepodcastwassold. And I want to thank you for the exposure that you gave my channel yesterday. Shout out to all Akademiks followers that came over, man, and gave me super chats or just subscribe. I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure you follow me on The Podcast Was Sold on Spotify, The Podcast Was Sold on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook under my government name, Sean, S-E-A-N, Gunby, G-U-N-B-Y. So we live from Manhattan. Today is June the 3rd. The judge did mention there's going to be shortened court sessions on June the 5th, June the 11th, and on June the 20th. I am not, today I'm in the overflow on the 24th floor. Yesterday, I was on the 26th floor in the courtroom with Puff. Today, I'm in the overflow on the 24th floor. Because the dudes that, if you want to get into the 26th floor, you either got to be an elite level press, a member of the family, they have to put you on a list, or you could pay some of these dudes to sit out overnight for you to get you in the spot first in line, and they charge like $120 for to sit out for you overnight. And I paid yesterday, but I'm not gonna pay every day. Today on the stand, they called Eddie Garcia. Now, Eddie Garcia took the stand yesterday only to plead the fifth. He was up there yesterday. He was up there for no more than a minute, 9 seconds. He said, I plead the fifth. They let him get up out of here. But they brought him back today and they did a full direct examination of Eddie Garcia from Los Angeles, California. Eddie Garcia was employed by the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles as a security guard. He was making $10.50 an hour. Mississippi. Bo Edwards, what up? Mississippi in the building, what up? Eddie Garcia worked on the day, March 5th, 2016. He had the 2 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. shift. Eddie Garcia was subpoenaed to testify. Eddie Garcia met with federal prosecutors prior to the trial 3 times. Eddie Garcia, his immediate supervisor, who's probably going to be called to testify, was a gentleman by the name of Mr. Madrano. Eddie Garcia testified that when he got to work, he heard of some domestic dispute. He looked on the video, and there was the video of Puffy assaulting Cassie. He said he did not recognize who it was initially, but then when he zoomed in, he saw it was Puff. He's being direct examined by Mrs. Steiner of the United States government, U.S. Attorney's Office, Assistant U.S. Attorney Steiner, and she asked him, how did you know who Puffy was? He said Puffy is a public figure. He was an entertainer. I knew who he was. He said that Eddie Garcia testified on the stand that Cassie did not request a police report and that Cassie did not request medical attention. Monica Carter. Monica Carter, California in the building. Shout out to Akademiks. Everybody go follow Akademiks. Akademiks, thank you for the exposure that you gave me yesterday. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Eddie Garcia testified. Cassie did not want to call the 5-0, and she didn't want no medical attention. And we know from when Cassie testified on the stand, Cassie testified under oath that after the incident, Mr. Flores came up and told Puffy Cassie was gonna leave. Monica Carter, thank you. Look at my girl Monica, y'all. Monica, thank you, baby. After the incident, Israel Flores, who was the security guard that came upstairs after the domestic situation with Puff and Cassie, from what I understand, he's now a LA police officer. He testified here. He was the second witness that they called at the beginning of the trial. Cassie left. Cassie went, she caught an Uber to her house, or it was either to her friend's Morgan's house. But if I remember correctly, she caught an Uber home and her best friend was there. Or either she called an Uber to her best friend and they both were there. Her best friend called the police. The police came either to Cassie's apartment at the request of Cassie's friend Morgan, or they either came to Morgan's house. When the 5-0 came to Cassie's house, they roughed up her friend, pushed her against the wall, told her friend, Cassie's friend, give me your ID, give me your driver's license. Her best friend complied. They asked Cassie, give me your ID. Cassie said, I ain't giving you nothing. They asked Cassie, what happened? Cassie said, I ain't telling you nothing. Her best friend said, go ahead, Cassie, tell them what happened. Cassie said, I ain't telling you nothing. So, here it is again. She had already told the security team at the hotel she didn't want to call the police and she didn't want no medical attention either. The security team, Eddie Garcia, his boss, they filed an incident report along with the video as to what occurred between Puffy and Cassie, as we know in that video. Point of information. Point of information. We know that CNN, and listen, in my opinion, Puff cold-blooded wrong for doing what he did to Cassie. I do not condone that. I do not minimize that. He was wrong. But, point of information, after Cassie caught the Uber to her crib and the 5-0 came, she didn't give the 5-0 no information and she didn't want to file no report. She told the 5-0, I ain't telling you nothing. This is March the 5th, 2016. It was either that same night, March the 5th, 2016, or the very next day, March the 6th, 2016, she went back by Puff's crib. They made up. And then they both went to Cassie's movie premiere together. Point of information. Point of information. Another point of information is mainstream media loops that video over and over, this same 16 seconds over and over, which is wrong. And the truth, Raheem, is that video was a 6-minute video. It's 6 minutes long. Now, Eddie Garcia testified on the stand this morning. I was there. I got boots on the ground. I'm in the courtroom. A lot of y'all be coming in my comment section trying to tell me what's going on in the court and this and that, and you live in Texas, or you live in Montana, or you live in Europe. But you know more than what we know, and I'm in the courtroom hearing the live testimony. But that's social media. Eddie Garcia testified later that day. He got a call from the security desk that KK, he got a call from KK, Puffy's assistant. KK asked Eddie, are you aware of the incident that took place today between Mr. Combs and Cassie Ventura? Eddie Garcia said yes. Puffy's assistant KK said, can I get a copy of the video? Eddie Garcia told KK, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do that for you. You would have to get in touch with hotel management, or you'd have to get it by subpoena. The government, when he said that, the government, the prosecutor said, sidebar, sidebar. They call it sidebar. They call it sidebar. They come back from the sidebar. Eddie Garcia continues to testify. He's under direct examination by Mrs. Steiner, Assistant U.S. Attorney. Eddie Garcia testifies that 1 hour later, Puffy's assistant KK showed up in the hotel lobby looking for him, and that she wanted to see the video. The Assistant U.S. Attorney asked Eddie, what does KK look like? Eddie Garcia says she's a Caucasian female. She was about 5 feet 8 inches tall, in her 20s. Alex M., thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Eddie Garcia told KK, I can't show you the video. I can't show you the video. I can't show it to you. KK asked him, is it good? Is it bad? Eddie said he told her off the record, it's bad. It's bad. Later on that day, Eddie is still at work. He get a phone call. He get a phone call from a number he don't recognize. He looks up the area code. It's a New York number. He picks up the phone. KK is on the phone. Eddie, this is me, KK. I met you here today. Somebody want to talk to you. KK give the phone to Puffy. Puffy get on the phone. Puffy asked him, do you know who I am? Puffy told him, if this video gets out, it could ruin me and ruin my career. Eddie said Puffy sounded nervous on this call. Eddie said he told Puff, I apologize, but you're gonna have to contact hotel management or get a subpoena. Eddie said he then emailed the general manager of the hotel and his supervisor about the incident. Puffy and Cassie were staying in room 602. Eddie Garcia, later on that day again, he got another phone call. Later that night, Eddie was at the crib, chilling. He wasn't even working. It might have been the next day. He got a phone call from KK to his personal cell phone that he didn't know. He never gave KK his personal cell phone. At least he didn't testify to that. So KK called Eddie at home on his personal cell phone, and when KK said, hey, somebody want to talk to you, KK give the phone to Puffy. Puffy tells Eddie, you sound like a good guy and you can help me. This video can ruin my career. I need to get a copy of the video. Eddie Garcia told him, I don't got access to the server. Puffy told him, I'm gonna take care of you. They hung up. Eddie got off the phone and called his supervisor, Mr. Madrano, and told his supervisor Puffy wanted the video. The supervisor told Eddie to call Puff back and tell Puff for 50 grand you could get the video for 50,000. Puffy said, bet. Eddie said Puffy sounded excited and that he said, Eddie, you are my angel. Eddie, you my angel. Check my notes out. Got the dope notes. Check my notes out. After Puffy said bet to the 50 grand, Eddie called his supervisor Madrano and said, yo, it's a go. Eddie's supervisor Madrano came into work, put his stuff down, went into the computer room, downloaded the video to a USB, gave the USB to Eddie, and said it's a done deal. The video ain't on the server no more. It's a done deal. It's on this USB. Eddie called KK, said, yo, I got it. Puffy got on the phone. What's up? It said, how can I get it immediately? I need it immediately. Eddie, you my angel. Eddie told the supervisor, I just talked to Puff. He told me to drop it off. What's up, man? All right. Yep, appreciate you, man. Puffy want the USB. Eddie's supervisor said, bet, take it to him. And tell all the other officers, because you supposed to be at work making $10.50 an hour, that you running the errand for me. He said, bet. So he leave. KK give him the address. He get in his car. He drive over there to where Puff at. Puffy bodyguard came down. A black male about 6'3" to 6'5". Him and the bodyguard got on the elevator. They go upstairs to the suite. When he walks into the suite, it's Puffy, KK, the bodyguard, and Eddie. And Puff is smiling. Puff is smiling. Everybody get a video a thumbs up. Everybody get a video a thumbs up. She the one. What up? Thank you for subscribing. How you doing? How y'all doing?
Yeah, right.
Eddie testified on the stand that Puffy said, Eddie my angel, and that he made Eddie feel comfortable. Eddie said he was nervous though. Say he was nervous. Voice was cracking. And Puffy told KK to get Eddie a tea. Then Puffy said, yo, you got it? You got it? Eddie gave Puffy the USB. Puffy left the room, stayed gone a minute, and came back. Puffy asked him, is this the only copy? Is this the only copy? Puffy told him, it's got to be the only copy. You sure it's not another copy on the cloud? Eddie pulled his phone out, called his supervisor, and said, yo, Puff want to know if this is the only copy. His supervisor told him, yeah, I got it off the server. Ain't no more copies. Ain't no more. Eddie then told Puff, said, yo, I'm worried about you and Cassie filing a police report.
Yeah, OG, yeah, OG.
What's up, baby?
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
How you doing, right?
All right. He said, I'm worried about Cassie filing a police report. Puff pulled his phone out and FaceTime Cassie. Cassie pick up the FaceTime. Puffy give the phone to Eddie so he could look Cassie in her face on the FaceTime, and Cassie told him, I don't want this video to come out either, because I got a movie coming out. So Cassie then told Eddie, don't worry about no police report. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. I don't do that. Puffy then asked for Eddie's ID, the supervisor's ID, and the officer who wrote the report wanted his ID. I need all y'all's ID. Eddie get on the phone and call his boss and say, yo, he want all our IDs. But Eddie told his boss, I'll give up mine. The boss said, yeah, I'm gonna give up mine. But the dude, Israel Flores, who now a cop in LA, they both said Israel Flores ain't gonna do it. Cause he straight up and down like 6 o'clock. Israel Flores ain't gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna take no money. He bought a book. That's what Eddie said on the stand. So what Eddie's supervisor did, he got Eddie's ID, his ID, and they got another dude's ID that wasn't Israel Flores. and gave Puffy them 3 IDs. Puffy, all excited, I would assume, is excited to get this video. He's got possession of it. And maybe at the time, he didn't recognize the facial features of Israel Flores. So when he gets the ID of this dude named Henry Elias, Puffy looks at the ID and said, yeah, that's him. But it really wasn't him. That wasn't Israel Flores. Maybe he was thinking all Spanish dudes look the same. So while they waiting there to get the money, Puffy makes Eddie sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Eddie Garcia signed the non-disclosure agreement, but he don't read it. He don't read it. Now that's real important, and we're gonna come back to that later. Sit tight. Shout out to DJ Akademiks, man. Shout out to Akademiks. Akademiks, thank you, man, for that exposure yesterday. That free exposure. Free. Thank you, sir. So, after Eddie signed the non-disclosure agreement, Puffy go in the room. Puffy go in the room and get a money counter, a money machine, and a brown paper bag. He go in the room, he get the money counter, and he get a brown paper bag. He come back out while Eddie's standing right there, Puffy right there. You understand? Puffy takes $100,000 and run it through the money machine. Puffy take 100 grand and run it through the money machine right in Eddie's face so Eddie could see it. And Eddie, the assistant U.S. attorney, asked him, how did you know it was 100,000? Eddie said, because the screen said it on the money machine. I saw the screen. He was taking stacks of 10,000 and putting them in there. Like on Scarface. Remember from Scarface? Puffy take the 100 grand, put the 100 grand in the brown paper bag, and give Eddie 100 grand. They only negotiated for 50. But Puff did more than what he had agreed to do. He kicked him a little extra, kicked him another 50. Puff paid the 50, that's what we said. Those were the words that came out of my mouth. Them was the words that came out of your mouth. They go your 50. Now I'm gonna kick you another 50 just on the strength. I'm gonna kick you another 50 on the strength because I told you I was gonna take care of you. Eddie said he got the money. He stood up to let everybody know he finna go. He finna go. He said Puff walked him out, went on the elevator with him downstairs, and walked him to the valet area. Puffy asked him, how you gonna spend the money? And Puffy told him, don't make any large purchases. Eddie called the supervisor, say, yo, I got the cheese. I got the money. Puff kept his word. I got the money. He didn't jerk us. What he said he was going to do out his mouth, he did. He go back. He gave his supervisor 50 grand. He kept 30 grand. and he paid the other dude, Henry, 20 grand. He say some time went by, he didn't hear nothing from Puff. Puff didn't hear nothing from him. He say Puff called them on Easter and wished them a happy Easter and told them, God put you in my life for a reason. If you ever need anything, let me know. Puff told him that. If you ever need anything, let me know. About 2 years later, Eddie DM Puff on his Instagram, say that, yo, can I work for you in Los Angeles? I need to make some extra money. Puff never replied because we all know that Mia controlled Puff's Instagram account. If Puff would have seen it, he would have got at Eddie. Now, in June 2024, Eddie Garcia met with federal prosecutors. After the video shows up on CNN, Eddie testifies on the stand that Israel Flores, the cop that went upstairs, took his phone and recorded the video on his phone so he could show his wife that he really met Puffy. The supervisor took the original joint off the server. Wasn't no trace of it on the server. They deleted the incident report. Eddie and the supervisor deleted the incident report. There was no trace of the video except for Israel Flores' copy. He had a copy that nobody knew nothing about. So when Eddie Garcia met with federal prosecutors the first time, he lied to him. He lied to him about the whole thing. Then he met with him again. He brought a lawyer, and then he told the whole story. Then he met with them again at a third time, and that was it. Then the U.S. attorney says, I have no other questions. Now, this is the part where I need help. I need y'all to help me. I need y'all to help us, because this is a scholarly channel. You understand? I ain't no gangster. Never that. Never Sean G. I'm a scholar. So I need y'all to help me. Cross-examination is done by my main man, Brian Steele. Brian Steele do the cross. Brian Steele comes up, he tells the lady, pull up the non-disclosure agreement. And he goes to paragraph 4 and paragraph 5 in the non-disclosure agreement. And what a part of the RICO, and I need y'all to research this for me. Research the true legal definition of bribery and what are the surrounding circumstances that need to be present in order for something to constitute bribery. What needs to take place? So Brian Steele makes Eddie Garcia read paragraph 4. And in that paragraph 4, what Brian Steele attempts to do is to explain away that this wasn't bribery, right? Because the government is charging Puff with bribery as a part of the RICO. So this is where they're trying to knock Puffy off with the bribery joint. But Brian Steele explains away the bribery, saying that the only time that this non-disclosure is not valid is if you're dealing with law enforcement. If law enforcement or the courts ask you for this non-disclosure, then you have to give it to them and tell them what you have been told not to disclose. But that the transaction between Puffy and Eddie, there was no law enforcement involved. It was a personal transaction. So that's, y'all gotta help with that. Go in the comments section and y'all add some color. Y'all add some color to the bribery joint. Then the defense, then the prosecution came back out to do a redirect. Brian Steele only asked that one question. He only cross-examined Eddie for about 4 minutes, anywhere from 4 to 7 minutes. Then he was done. He said, I ain't got no more questions. Because what he did, according to him, I don't know because I don't understand it, was that he proved that it wasn't bribery. The assistant U.S. attorney got back up on a redirect and told the girl, pull up paragraph 4. Pull up paragraph 4. And she was trying to convince the jury, who are full of lay people like myself who don't really understand law, and confuse the jury that it was bribery because now we're involved and we're in court and this and that. And when she was trying to do that, Brian Steele said, sidebar, sidebar. Brian Steele said, sidebar. Let's slow this down. Time out. Time out. Because what Mrs. Steiner, assistant U.S. attorney, was trying to do was trying to like circumvent the true meaning and the true circumstances that need to be present for it to constitute bribery by just saying like, yo, we here, we in court, he testified, Puffy over there, Puff gave him 100 grand for the tape, he beat her up on the tape, Puffy is a bad man, you understand? He cut 6th period in the 7th grade. He had detention in the 9th grade. He stole a bike when he was 14 years old. He's a bad person. He did bribery. But Brian Steele was like, sidebar. Y'all call sidebar on me, calling sidebar on you, sidebar. And when they came back from the sidebar, the assistant U.S. attorney didn't ask no more questions. And she said, I ain't got no further questions. So whatever she was trying to do after Brian Steele called a sidebar and they went over there to the left, the judge come down. When they do a sidebar, the judge get up out the chair, he come to the side. Brian Steele walk over there, all the U.S. attorneys walk over there, Mark Agnifilo walk over there, Alexandra Shapiro walk over there, and the girl, you know, the stenographer, she pick up her thing and she run over there. She run over there, and while they talking, she typing. You understand? Everything is on record. And then that was it. Eddie Garcia got up off the stand, and that was it. Now, on the stand now, under direct examination, is a dude called Derek Ferguson. He used to be the chief financial officer of Bad Boy and all of Puffy's businesses. He started with Puff in 1998. He was over the finance department. He was the chief financial officer, and he is on the stand now. And I'm gonna catch up with y'all when I come out, and we're gonna talk about him. But let me get up out of here. I gotta get back in there. So, shout out to everybody. Make sure you follow me on The Podcast with Soul on Spotify, The Podcast with Soul on Instagram. Please subscribe. I want to welcome all of the subscribers that came over from Akademiks. Yo, Akademiks, send me an email, man, or DM me on my Instagram, and we're going to get together. Sean G, Podcast with Soul. It don't never stop. Peace.